Why did God create this simulation? What is the purpose of this existence and what is the purpose of my existence? Now, this is a question that we got in our channel, and this is a very profound question which, if we find answer to, will reveal to us the nature of reality itself. Why exactly was this creation created? What is the purpose behind this simulation? In this video, we will go deep to find answers to this question. Now, imagine that your entire life and every experience that you have been through is an intricate simulation which you are experiencing. And if you wake up from this, you will realize all the answers to all the questions that you ever had, and you will attain absolute bliss and fulfillment. This is the radical truth that Advaita Vedanta speaks of. And this is what we will discover in today's video. The Advaita channel is about consciousness and conscious creation. Here we explore Vedanta and various other ancient teachings from India to understand the nature of reality and to consciously create our lives. Now, life can be very confusing, it can be stressful, and sometimes life does not make any sense, especially for us who are on this journey of seeking on personal development and spirituality. We find this reality to be even more complicated. So questions like these are very common. What is the purpose of this simulation and why at all there is this existence? Now we will cover the answer to this question in 5 parts. At first, let us understand consciousness logically. Now, consciousness is described as the true essence of reality, and it is described as Brahman in Vedanta. And this consciousness cannot be put in language, or it cannot be comprehended by the 5 senses and the mind as per Vedanta and the Upanishads. This is said to be the subject. This is said to be the witness of everything. So it is within us. Only objects can be comprehended. The subject can never be comprehended. So then how can we understand consciousness? Consciousness can be looked at in this way. Now imagine you are within a dream and you are dreaming different experiences. And within your dream, you are hiking, you are amongst your friends, and you are having a certain experience. All the while, you are not the person who you think you are. Within the dream, the mountain on which you are hiking, your friends, the sky, the trees, everything is actually you. It is literally you. It is your own mind which has created that experience. Once you wake up, you realize that it was all you in essence. But within the dream, you thought you were separate from your friends. There was a mountain which was apart from you. There was a sky that was apart from you which had an independent existence. What Advaita Vedanta says is that consciousness is within which the dream of this universe has been projected or has appeared. This world is nothing but consciousness as per Advaita Vedanta. And Vedanta says that we can wake up to this reality. This is not theoretical, but this can actually be experienced firsthand. So that is the point of sadhana or spiritual practice as per Advaita Vedanta. So just like how within the dream, the subject, the object, the environment, everything was you in essence, this universe also in essence is you. This is not referring to your mind, but to you, which is the infinite consciousness. We do not experience this because right now we have identified ourselves with this body-mind complex. We have identified ourselves with this limited instrument, and because of our ignorance of our true nature, we think this is who we actually are. Just like within the dream, how we actually think that we are that dream ego who is experiencing the dream simulation. Right now we think that we are this person who is experiencing the waking world. There is a higher reality, that is consciousness. Second, let us understand Maya or simulation in greater detail. So within the dream experience, the duality that you experienced is Maya. Within the dream, you do not realize that you are one with the dream environment, you are one with the people whom you interact with. You experience a separation from the environment and from the things around you. This is Maya. The same Maya continues in the waking world. We experience a separation from each other and also from the world around us. This separation is simply a veil as per Advaita Vedanta. And once this veil is pierced through, we see the reality for what it is. We see that underlying force that is within each and every one of us. So, this is how we can understand Maya. Third, the paradox of non duality. Now, as per Advaita Vedanta, from the absolute perspective, there is no creation, there is no created, there is no relationship, and there is no experience as such. From the absolute perspective, at the absolute level, there is just that infinite consciousness. There is Brahman and nothing else. Because for anything to happen, for an experience to happen, for a relationship to exist, there needs to be two things. But as per Advaita, there is one without the other. When there is one without the other, there is technically nothing. There is technically no thing as such. Because anything exists with respect to another thing. And an experience can happen when there are two things at play. So, from the absolute perspective, there is only this energy, there is only this consciousness or God. But the paradox is we experience duality. Duality is very evident to us, and we experience this world in a very real and vivid way. So, this truth of Advaita Vedanta will not make sense to us immediately. To understand this, again, we must look at the dream example. Within the dream, technically, there was one without the other. There was your awareness, which was projecting the dream simulation, which was projecting the environment of the dream. The mountain was your awareness. The different people within the dream was your own awareness. Everything was technically one, but you were experiencing separation and you are experiencing a certain simulation. Just like this, we can look at this world. Although this world is vast, it looks like there are a lot of things within the world which is outside of us. Technically, everything is within our consciousness and within our infinite awareness as per Vedanta. Fourth, the evolution of consciousness. Now, this is just one model of reality that I use to make sense of this existence. We can understand that everything is evolving and evolution is the purpose of creation. A plant is evolving, an animal is evolving, and we as human beings are evolving. And once we reach the highest state, what the yogis and the rishis call enlightenment, we become perfect beings and we become one with the infinite consciousness. So this is an apparent circle that in which we are in, where we undergo a process of evolution to reach the absolute state where we become one with the infinite consciousness. So according to this model and this theory, the purpose of this existence becomes evolution and discovery. And even if we think about our place in this universe, the purpose of our existence becomes evolution in order to realize our true nature as that infinite potential which was there before the creation of universe itself, which is fundamentally the only thing that truly exists. So here we can look at our purpose as an opportunity to realize our infinite potential and be one with that infinite consciousness. Now coming to the fifth point, to address the most important question, that is, why at all was the simulation created, or why at all the existence is the way it is? Now to this, the logical answer that I have come across is this. Existence by definition exists. Whatever exists, we call it existence. And what doesn't exist is, by definition, non-existence. So existence exists and non-existence doesn't exist. This sounds simple, but this is in fact the truth. Reality is existence. It exists. There is no reason for existence to exist. It simply exists. And if you ask why is there non-existence, the answer is non-existence by definition doesn't exist. It is actually that simple. So this Brahman or this consciousness is infinite existence. It exists in infinite ways, in infinite dimensions, in infinite parallel realities, as different species, different forms, different colors, etc. So, all the way in which we can imagine existence to exist, and all the ways in which we cannot even imagine, in all those ways, reality exists. But based on where we are at from the perspective of the mind, we experience one aspect of this reality at one point in time space reality in a certain way. And from our perspective, we ask the question, why was the simulation created and why does existence exist? So the answer is the simulation was never created. It is simply existence which exists, and we exist as a part of that infinite existence. What Vedanta says is that we are not this tiny speck in this existence, but we are the existence itself. We are the ultimate reality itself, and we can realize this. So, for the existence itself, there is no purpose as such. It simply exists. But when it comes to me and you, the ultimate purpose as per Vedanta is to understand this existence and to recognize that we are in fact that infinite existence through which we can live a life of absolute fulfillment and through which we can transcend all fear and suffering. Now, if you are interested in Vedanta and if you want to pursue the teachings of Advaita Vedanta and consciousness further, then you must first master conscious creation. Conscious creation is about understanding the nature of reality and consciously creating our lives the way we truly want to live. This is to attain a fulfilled life while making sense of the nature of reality for what it is. So, if you want to understand conscious creation and if you want to know more about the Advaita conscious society, where you can delve deeper into these topics along with a community of right-minded people and advanced educational programs, then check out this free masterclass on conscious creation. The link for this will be given in the description. And if you want to understand the nature of destiny by understanding karma, vasanas, vrittis and samskaras, to understand how these invisible things are controlling your life and making you experience life in a certain way, then check out this important video that we had made on the topic of destiny. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Subscribe to Advaita to wake up. Shivoham.